Good morning, good afternoon. Hey guys, how's it going? So let's see what's going on. Yesterday we were in that ES. I left you guys with that ES play, um, which it played out what I had put, but the TP that I had put was like point. It missed it by like point 0.5. Whoa, hold on, getting some echo. One sec. Okay, that's better. Let me pull up ES. I'm trying to get into MNQ again pretty soon. I caught a little bounce off this level here, but let me just show ES really quick. All right, I'm just gonna hop into one right now. Two. Um, so on ES, this is what I had left with these arrows. But for whatever reason, I should have put the TP at the bottom of the zone, but I had it like point 0.5 above where we hit. And then, sorry, trim one and flatten for now. Um, my TP was slightly too high, so then overnight it missed the exit. Um, but I did just exit it out for like a very small gain, even though I didn't get that um, the overnight exit, which I should have gotten. Um, so today I'm looking for a bounce, mainly I'm focused on tech. It looks better to me than ES for a bounce, even though it's weaker right now, just because there's a lot more support below for tech. Um, so on the 10-minute, I mean, I could probably just go in now. I'll wait for one more test of the zone. I could probably add one contract now, actually, and then just stop it out below low of day if needed, and then add more on a retest bounce. I think I'm going to do that. And then I'd actually prefer it to come back down. I'm just adding this one just in case we just take off. I'd prefer this to come back down so I can add one or two more and then hold for a bounce. And I'm looking for a test of 757 or so, call it 755. Just initially, I expect it to go a bit higher than that, but might hit some trouble there on the first test at least. So that's why I'd prefer it come down so I can have multiple contracts and then only have to trim there. I need to do the dishes before my wife yells at me, so I'll be right back. But I'll keep checking on my phone to see if we come down, and I'll add one. I'll run to my computer and add one if needed. But the limit cell is here. I'll be back in like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Be right back. Right back to my computer. I'm adding one contract here at the zone, and then on confirmation with the 10 minute, I'm gonna add another one. So I'll be in 3 if the 10 minute closes above the zone in 9 more minutes. All right, be right back. Trim one. In 3 minutes, I may just add that second one back. Do you guys have any questions? How's everyone doing? 19 viewers, 23 viewers. That's a record. That's a record for me. I think me and Double Dips hit 22 once. Let me see if he can hop on. Let me message him. He's going to join in 5 minutes. How often do you go live? I'm trying to go as much as I can. I'm trying to make it like a daily thing. I'll be traveling on Thursday and Friday, so I won't be able to stream then. But yeah, I'll try to go every morning at least, 4 or 5 days a week. If you don't have futures data, can we follow NQ looking at QQQ trend? Yeah. So for zones, I would, especially during regular trading hours, I would use QQQ and SPY, even if you're trading NQ and ES. So you could take, like if I long, this is just prop. So I send my live trades inside my Discord. And I guess I let you guys know too if I'm in calls or something. But if you wanted to, for example, follow this prop trade on your real account and you don't trade futures, you could just do QQQ calls. Flatten this out. I'm going to wait a bit. Should not have flattened. Okay, whatever. Yeah, you can follow with QQQ or SPY. And yeah, during high volume hours, the zones on the indexes will work the best, in my opinion. And if you're a member, you should have access to these zones. Any Discord paid service. Yeah, I do have my private paid Discord where I send all my live alerts. And then me and Double Dips have Trade Beacon, which is basically trading tools and automated bots. So these indicators that you see me using, basically the stuff that I use to do my own trading, I basically coded a lot of it, the stuff I look for, just to make it more easy to digest, like just to be able to visually see what I'm looking for. And then to access all that, you would need a membership at Trade Beacon. And then my own private Discord is separate. That's just my actual moves that I make on my account, my scalping and all that. What made you enter the trade in the first place? ATR extensions and this support zone, holding on 2 hourly candles. That's why I went in. Technically, if you want the next trigger, it's this arrow that I drew out. So it's an hourly closing above and then a 10-minute retesting. But because of the ATR extensions, I thought the risk reward was pretty good because of how much extended down we'd gotten for at least an intermediate bounce up to these moving averages. But I think the official long, if you want to take it, would be this hourly closes above. You still have half an hour for that, and then a 10-minute test and holds this zone. If you look at ES, so loading. So ES is below some major zones, which kind of makes it not major, but important zones. So that's why I said ES looks a bit too messy for me right now. That's why I switched over to NQ. But yesterday, this is the play that I take up here, and then I had the limit orders all the way down to the zone, which all filled. And basically, if you wanted the official trigger off this play instead of doing what I did, because I was pretty sure that we would hold these moving averages, which we did, the official play would have been you wait for this bottom zone to test and hold, which it did, and then on the 10-minute you wait for a candle to close above, which would have been near the bottom, and then you would right up to this zone. So same principle with what I'm trying to do on NQ right now. Like I rushed in because of the ATR extensions, but the official long is going to be the zone holding on the hourly, which it looks like it will. We still have 26 minutes.
Can you hear me?
The indexes holding, and then a retest on the 10-minute. Double dips is here.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna turn that one off.
Where can we learn more or get into your Discord? Are you okay to send link? Yeah, I'll send it in. So my own Discord is this, and then Trade Beacon, if you want access to all the tools and indicators and auto trading bots, that's the second link that I sent. We had 23 viewers for a second. It's at 21 now, but that was the record right before you joined.
So you're just trading a combine?
Yeah, I'm just trading the eval. What do I need? $780 more, and then I can
need it. You could just you could spread it out. I feel like I'm really good at getting to 1,000. I'm gonna try to get to 1,000 to 1,500 when I do stupid stuff.
Yeah, I'd rather just. It's an eval, so I don't care too much. That's why I'm like, I'd rather just get it done, but I won't force anything. If this was a PA, I would be done for the day. Yeah, I'm waiting on. Like, part of me just wants to go in again, like with a single, and then wait on the retest. But like I said, I'm waiting on this hourly to close out above the zone, and then you wait on the retest. I am in some dated calls and one calls that expire tomorrow. Pretty small amount. Yeah, I'm gonna trim some more of the. With the zero dates, but I sent this in Discord. I hadn't sent the alert here yet. This was earlier. SPY did hit a zone too. I was just so focused on tech, and it bounced off the zone. I didn't see that. Yeah, that's a pretty strong zone too on SPY. Hmm. All right. All right, I'm gonna take the risk. I'm not gonna wait on the hourly to close. I'm gonna add 2 MES for now. If you want to be safer, wait on the hourly. If you're on a PA, maybe wait. If you're on an eval, whatever, I'm just gonna go in. Okay. 5, 6, 2. You can't have multiple.
No, I was just gonna say it's super
chart.
annoying. No, you have to cycle through.
That's stupid.
So if you're trading like NQ and MNQ at the same time, like flipping back and forth, you're just like, ooh.
Yeah.
You have 2 screens open, but that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. All right, here I go. I added a MNQ also. And let's swap. Let's do that. Trimmed 1 MES. I have 1 MES and 1 MNQ. I trimmed one of the MESs, but I added the MNQ. And then on this,
What is VIX expiration? It's just a contract expiration for VIX.
who asked that? I don't see it in
Me.
chat.
Me.
Oh, you asked that.
Me, bitch. Yeah, just me. Just me. Maybe everybody else knows the answer. Let me ask ChatGPT. Yeah, it's just expiration date.
I'll be right back in 2 minutes. I'm back. Oh boy. All right, so getting that retest on M&Q now. So you want to see a 10-minute, now that it's tested it, you want a 10-minute to close above the zone. How did you book the 700? I didn't see it live. 700 was when I had entered ODTE, 0DTE in Discord. I had also tacked on some longs for prop. So I made most of that through that, and then I'd made a little bit through the ES overnight ES, which should have actually overnight ES should have made like $600, but I only blocked in like 50 or $60 just because it missed the TP by 0.5. Yeah, that's pretty much all of it. So I still want to see. I want to see a bounce here off this zone, or yeah, I don't want to get below low of day on tech. Oh, that NVIDIA event is in. I think it's in 10 minutes. I forgot about that. That is a very ugly hourly candle. I'm not gonna lie. I guess this is why you wait on the hourly. think long can work if 560 holds. Yeah, I mean, we need this zone to hold basically. NVIDIA event is about to start, so I feel like that's going to move the market. So I'm considering taking the L on at least the MNQ. I'm not sure yet. It's a pretty small size though, even for this eval. I'll just leave it for now. So after you pass the eval, you get a 50K funded account. Correct. I actually have.
I'm gonna tell the whole thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So for people that haven't ever traded, they call it prop. It's not actually prop. Prop is like when someone gives you real money to trade their money. They call them prop firms, but Top Step, Apex. Sorry.
Trim the NQ into. I trimmed the NQ into the NVIDIA event. I'm holding the ES. Okay, yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Make sure your limits are changed because you have limits L too. You have one.
Wait, what? Oh, I had a.
You have the sell for 2, but you're only in 1 for MES right now. The same.
Oh
screen.
shit.
We're like, we're good. Short 1. So yeah, so Top Step is the company that we have used the most and have had the most success with. They're all very similar. It all just depends on what the rules are. Apex is the one that kind of has the most rules and seems the most predatory. Basically, what you do for Top Step is you pay $49 for a combine, which is like an evaluation, and you have to make, for a 50K, you have to make $3,000 over a course of at least 2 days because it can't be more than 50% in 1 day. Once you pass that, you pay $149 and you get a funded account. They say it's a 50K account, but the only thing that actually matters is the amount of drawdown that they give you. So when you pass this test and you pay your $149, you have $2,000 of free loss basically. So if Stanzy didn't have any realized profits at the top, the green 737, and it only was unrealized profit and loss in the red, he could go down to negative $2,000 before the account dies. And you could, on day 1, you could take it from $0 to negative 19.95 and it bounces and you made $100 and that's it. No harm, no foul. So for Top Step, the rules are that in order to qualify for a payout, you have to have 5 days of $200 profit. So if you pay $49 for an eval, $149 for the actual account, that's $200. Let's say that you did 5 $200 days, that's $1,000. You can take out 50% of that. So you're taking out 500, you already spent 200, you got money for tax. It doesn't make any sense. So you ideally are making more than 200, or maybe you don't take out a payout after 5 days. But if you limit your risk and don't get drunk on the idea that you could be trading mini contracts, you're basically, for $200, you're getting $2,000 worth of loss. So if you're the type of person like me that doesn't have a ton of money to be investing, but you want to day trade or you want to passively be able to buy the dip on the days where it's obvious, for $200, you have the ability to trade. You could trade up to 2 minis, which is crazy because you would die in 50 points in NQ. But you could trade 1 or 2 MNQ or MES and make. I mean, Stanzi only does what you guys are watching, and he's able to make $500, $1,000 in a day just by scalping a couple contracts. And you can hold into drawdown. One MNQ gives you 1,000 points of drawdown on MNQ. I mean, that's like a lot. That would be like multiple days of range. So as long as you don't oversize and you don't get crazy from having to pass these evaluations, it's a pretty sweet risk to reward proposition, because your risk is $200, and you could take that pretty easily from $200 to $2,000 and take that money out, and you just 5x'd $200, which if you were doing options, that would be a crazy success rate. So
yeah, definitely good side income. I do want to say that I'm trading this eval like it's a PA, but normally when people ask me how should I trade on an eval, I would size up a bit higher on eval. Like I go up to like, normally I would do like 1 NQ or something instead of 2 MNQ, which I would do on like a prop. Because once you're at the prop level, once you have the paid account, then there's nothing hanging over your head. You don't need to get to that 3K. You keep half the profits that you make every day, as long as you can consistently make $200 a day. Whereas with an eval, you have to get to that 3K to move to the next step. So I don't care if I blow 1 out of 4 or whatever it is. Then once I get to the PA stage, I can size down and make steady, slow, safer profits. Do you get to keep 100%? No, you keep half, right? That's basically how it goes.
Yeah. So they've changed the rule now where after 5 payouts, so that would be 25 $200 a day, they move you to a live account where you're trading actual money. So the idea was that after 30 days, you get to keep 100%. You still do, but you would never get to 30 days inside of a evaluation or inside of a Express account. So if you hit 30 days, you get to take out 100%. But if you're trading a live account, you wouldn't want to, because you wouldn't have any money left over. There's definitely like a lot of games that people play. If you go on Twitter and see people that are taking huge payouts, they're kind of just rinsing and repeating accounts. So they'll buy a bunch of evals, they'll pass them, they'll make 10, 20 grand on one account, and I don't think that they purposely blow it, but there's a lot of rules moving over to live. They only take a certain amount of the money that you've made. It's pretty crazy that you could, if you knew how to trade and caught good entries, like full size, you could go from 0 to 50 grand in, I don't know, a week. If you were just like a crazy person and knew how to trade, or got extremely lucky on data or something, and they're trying to prevent that. But the common criticism is just, why wouldn't you just trade your own money? And it's like, I've seen some of these people that are pulling in, they'll link up 5 accounts and pull in, a couple $1,000s a day times 5, and you can only take out 5 grand each account. But I mean, they're doing really well, and they're not risking any of their own money, so why not?
He's not on yet. I guess they're not really taking 50% of your profits. It's more like, let's say you make $2,000 in the account. You can pull out 1,000, and then let's say you make $200 a day again for 5 days. You can pull out that full 1,000 because you're still only pulling out half the account's balance. So you make 2,000, you pull out 1,000, so there's 1,000 left in the account. If you make another 1,000, you pull out all that, the whole 1,000. If that makes sense.
It sounds, when I try to explain it, especially to my parents, they're just like, I feel like you're gonna get scammed. It's like no, it's real. So basically, what we found is like the first payout is kind of like it pays for everything. So let's say you got to $2,000 after 5 days or however many days. You take your payout, you can take out 50% of it. The rest of it stays in there. So now you went from, on day one, you had $2,000 of free loss. When you take your payout, that free loss stuff goes away. So you have $1,000 left because that was the 1,000 of the 2,000 that you made. Now there's 1,000 left. So that's your buffer basically. So what Sandy was saying is, let's say in the next 5 days, you made $1,000 total. That first 1,000 that's just chilling in the account, unless you're taking out 100% in 30 days, it's just sort of like, it just exists to be this 50% buffer thing. So 5 days, you do 1,000, you take out 1,000. 5 days, you do another 1,000, you take out 1,000. So that first 1,000 is just kind of sitting in there and you can't access it because it's like that 50% basically. And yeah, so I mean, I had one, I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to this stuff. My biggest payout was $5,000, which was the max that you could do. And I had one day, my first day on a new account, I made $5,600. And somehow I was able to do 2,000, 2,000, 1,000, and I got over 10 grand. So when I took out $5,000, now I have $5,000 left in the account, and it just kind of starts on day 6, and then you just gotta do it again. 5 days of $200, which I promptly blew the account the next day. But what are you gonna do?
But yeah, even like
interesting.
Getting 5,000 out of an account, even
that
if
was $200.
You put in $200, you've made over 25x.
25x in 5 days.
Yeah, so
you proud of me, Dad?
Yes. Well, I'm not proud that you blew it, but
well, the problem is that with their old payout system, it's like whenever you get paid out, it's like the middle of the day, and you're just like, I gotta make my 200 or else I'm gonna lose a day, and then the trade's over, but you're entering.
Yeah, he made 10K. That's how you pull up 5K.
Yeah, thank you. I got lucky.
So is Jensen just not coming on? Oh, it's a different picture now on stream. Something's happening. Oh, I think it's starting.
Oh my god.
I was about to just add another MNQ, but I should probably wait and let this thing play out. Who knows what he's gonna say? Like this is officially an entry now because you had the hourly hold and 10-minute retest and hold, and then the stop would be the low of day I'm talking about QQQ, but I'll just hold one MES for now. I'm gonna mute my mic so I can listen to this. All right. Yeah, he's just talking.
Nothing surprising yet. I mean, all sounds good to me. So once you hit 30 days of $200 days, the 100% is unlocked. If you have a couple red days after, is it? Oh, are you asking about how to go live on the account? I think Double Dips knows more about that than I do. I do know that basically what I said earlier, it's not like you just have half the account. Initially, yeah, you can make your X amount, and then after that you can keep pulling out half the balance of the account. And the 5 $200 days, they don't need to be consistent. They don't need to be back to back. I think you just need 5 $200 days to be able to pull out half the profit, half the money in the account.
Consecutive, you dumb fuck.
What?
Consecutive. They don't have to be consecutive. You could do
They don't.
like 200 and then like 100 or like 200. I mean, you could, and I've done this before and I blew the account. It was real stupid. You could make like $1,000 and then lose $1,000, then make $1,000, lose $1,000. You do that 5 times in a row and end up with $0 in profit. But technically, you can take the payout. You did 5 $200 days in a row. So it's real dumb. So no, if you lose, it doesn't do anything. It's just your total, which is looking less. It tends to make people just either get the payouts or blow the account, which is not good.
Yeah. I mean, nothing's happening. I should just take this trigger and add to my position and watch it dump right after. All right, I added a second MES, same target for now. Oh, he pulled out some presentation now.
Why are y'all trading instead of a 9 to 5? I used to have a 9 to 5, and then I started making more money doing this. So then I decided to just do this. Double dip still works.
I do work.
Yeah.
I work for Traders Post as well.
Yeah. I don't recommend just quitting your job just to trade though, unless you have to prove that you're profitable for multiple years, in my opinion, to make that leap.
Still, it's like there's one of those prop guys on Twitter. His username is like AD. What's up? Like it's all one name, and I think he's like a mechanic or something in the mechanic sort of genre, and he's like, I mean, like 50 grand payouts, and then he's just, I took 10 grand to 70 grand in my personal account in 5 days. It's just like those people.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Like if you had like a blue collar job, like you're like a plumber or you're like out in the field. I mean, I guess if you just really enjoy it, but that like if you have like a work remote job or you just kind of like whatever, I feel like this just seems crazy. He
Yeah.
must be making 5 times what he makes in his day job trading, and he's just like, but hey, if your day job pays all of your bills and trading is just like bonus money, then that's the ideal situation.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you had an ES position? Yeah, I quickly did a $50, what was it, $60, $70 ES scalp. And I did a YM scalp for like $40. Sorry, I just did everything really quick. Mainly I was just trying to size up a bit. So first I did a YM, then I figured I want ES. So I did that, and I secured like $100 between those. So then I sized back down to 2 MES here. And I'll probably size back up at some point. I should do it right now because we just needed to claim 68, which we did. All right, let me get one. Let it cross above 75, and then I think it'll continue if it does that. Yeah, it was only 50 or $60 on the ES. I'm down to 1 MES for now. I'd like 56.89 eventually. I went back to 2. Just because this is too slow. I'm hoping to hit 53K, worst case, in after hours, quote unquote, tomorrow, as in after 6 p.m. I'm just being greedy because it's an eval.
Is this just the second day that you're on?
What?
Was this just day 2 of your eval? This eval?
Yeah, this is day 2.
You should have your
Right.
your speed set to.
No, I think this is day 3. Wait, let me think. This is day 3.
You should have your update speed to the fast. You have it at medium.
My what?
Right there. Go. Yeah, to the left. Go into your settings. The gear all the way on the left. All the way. Keep going. All the way to the left. Left side of the screen. 2 inches down from the top. Down. Down. Left.
Down.
Down. Left. Down. There. Click there, and then click charts and data, and then medium. It should be high.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dumb fuck. There we go. Now your profits will come even quicker. Look at that. See? I'm instantly down.
Hmm. No, this is day 2. That's right. Because it's still technically yesterday. At 6 p.m. yesterday, it was day 2. So this is still day 2. Can we just get this breakout done? We've been in the same range for like 3-4 hours almost.
Oh my god. Go. Just hit 78. We're good.
Sorry if this has been asked in in the Trade Beacon or DB Discord. I don't know what DB is. Is there also live streaming? Thanks. This is the live stream. Like, there's no other. I just live stream. I just started. I used to live stream on Discord. We're just doing it on YouTube now. But no, this is the live stream. SB, do you trust the 564 call for tomorrow? I think it has an okay chance. I mean, you're going into FOMC rate decisions, so anything can happen, but that's why I just went very small size. Yeah, it's a gamble. I think it can definitely happen, but we're gambling into FOMC. Oh, yeah, SB Discord. Okay. You could, if you're worried about that call, like if you put too much in, you can roll it out, or size it down. Like it shouldn't be a big play.
Come on, come on. Yes. All right. Down to one. Going for 88. The hell? What is going on? Uh, okay. I'm out for now. God damn it. I'm a bitch. Well, at least I have my call still. If you're still holding, go for the 89, but pull your stops up to break even. I don't know if I was muted. Well, I said I'm back in. I don't know if I was muted when I said that. I did one MES, by the way. And I'll add one more near this zone if we test it. Might as well look at SPY. Should pretty much align. Yeah, a bit above the zone. I was mainly looking at tech. It's a little bit lower, and I'll add one. That's a nice indicator. Let me wait for your indicator to add. Which indicator? Hold on, let me go back to the QQQ. You're talking about these divergences? I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Shouldn't we wait for a green one to pop up? A green one. Talking about, I still don't know which one you're referring to. So the only green thing you could possibly be saying are these ATR line symbols. I'm assuming that's what you mean. So assuming that's what you mean, so the ATR
It's only meant to be looked at on the hourly. In my opinion, that's what it works best on, and the daily. So all that's showing is that we are too extended down. We're extended beyond the average true range. And what that means is normally we get a reversal off these bands. Doesn't mean it'll always happen, but it's worth a shot in most cases when you get this type of extension to kind of play a counter trend bounce. That's not gonna come again for a bit. It would have to drop because we've already kind of bounced off that band. So if you want to see this symbol again before attempting longs, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to, and it'll need to come all the way back out of the range, which is now all the way down here for the QQQs. I'm basically back in because I think this breakout is not finished. We spent way too long on this zone. I could be wrong, but I'll add one more at the zone if we see it. And yeah, I think it needs to go higher.
All right, I'm flat for now. I think Trump's talking or Trump's about to talk. Someone just told me that. Let me look at the headlines though. Oh wow, Nvidia's still going. I thought that thing was over. I don't see any Trump headlines. The Dow looks really strong, which is why I'm kind of focused on it right now. And I did a very quick scalps on it, and I'm really tempted to long it right now because I still think tech's gonna break out. But if tech's breaking out, Dow is gonna super break out just based on how relatively strong it is. Along a little bit of YM, just with micros, 3 micros for now.
All right, we're what, 550 away. Let's flatten this and make that last $560 after market reopens at 6 p.m. because I don't know what they're gonna do for the last 15-20 minutes. I could send this either ways. I still lean breakout, but if that doesn't happen, if they dump it in the last 30 minutes, I'll buy the dip after futures reopen. I'd rather not risk it right now. The market's been crazy the last 20-30 minutes, the last few days. All right, I think that's it then. Are there any other questions? I think most of you are in my Discord. If you're not, I'll stream it anyways. If I make those last $500 tonight, I just won't be free until a bit later in the evening, but I will turn on my stream. Plus, I'll send the alerts in Discord when I take the last few trades on this account. So thank you for joining. I'll see you tonight again around. Let me look at my calendar. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be kind of late. Yeah, it's gonna be like 7 p.m. Pacific. Like I'll probably take trades before that, but I don't know if I'll be able to stream them. I'll just post. I'll post something on Twitter, and if you're not a member, you'll see it there. Like if I go in a trade, I'll post the stop and target I have on Twitter, in addition to Discord. All right, see you guys tonight if you're gonna join. Otherwise, see you tomorrow also. Take care. Thanks for joining.